play me what you got right now, not the diss records. And then I would have heard everything. I would have initially pointed out what I felt the hit was, and I would erased every verse on it, and I would have just kept the hook, maybe tailored.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Please like the video and subscribe. Our target is only 1,000 likes. So longtime collaborators Drake and Party Next Door have reunited for their first ever full-length joint album titled Some Sexy Songs For You, which officially dropped on February 14th. The 21-track album showcases the duo's signature blend of sultry, R&B, and melodic rap, arriving at a time when both artists are riding career highs. Although Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show dominated recent music headlines, Drake keeps his focus on delivering chart-topping music with this highly anticipated project. Party Next Door, who's a key OVO sound signee, has long contributed to Drake's biggest hits, including Come and See Me and Loyal, making his joint album a natural extension of their past collaborations.
Or something like that, because I've collaborated with Drake several times, not directly one-on-one, but I would have, if I had a candid relationship like with the artists I deal with, I would have said, play me what you got right now, not the diss records. And then I would have heard everything. I would have initially pointed out what I felt the hit was, and I would have erased every verse on it, and I would have just kept the hook, maybe tailored it a little bit to feel something like that, and I'd be like, go in on a nigga, or go in on a hit.
And that is what a producer does, everybody. I just want to say that because you see what I'm saying? Like if you're reaching, go where you going, because it's almost like we're panicking now. Like we're in panic mode. What do we do? Let's calm down. What's the best we have? Whether this is, but I didn't even. That's what my plan was. Just keep going. Like
nah, he hit him with a right hook. He beat him to his own win. Like you see what happened with Meek and him.
Yeah,
like
he saw what happened. He should have saw it.
He came and made the hit record, but at the same token, allowing grace and being respectful, because I don't know what the mental of everybody was at the same time. Like in my honest opinion, it's like it was the first time his back was against the wall. Like, but in a way to where it didn't have nothing to lean on. Like Pusha, he came with some shit that, like, at the end of the day, nigga could write that off. Like, this is my son. I don't give a fuck what you said about my son. It's my son. I didn't take an L. I'm not gonna do this, but it was just strictly music with the Kendrick situation. And I just think he, you know, he to me, honestly, I wouldn't even have entertained it.
You would have went the other way.
Bro, I got, what's Drake's out? What's your out? Like, people have to understand and identify that. As a person in the music business, I want to encourage every young producer, every young creative to understand what the fuck is your out. This shit don't last forever. It's only rare people in this shit, like a Ray Daniels, like a me, like a niggas that got having a 5-year career is a blessing in this fucking business.
I can't believe
10-year career.
I can't believe we 20. I can't believe it.
Like, bro, like, what is your out now?
Do you feel like he'd have to be an executive or move in
he
that kind
is
of?
The executive.
I mean, drop the whole artist thing.
That's why people doing all this bullshit with the fucking lawsuit with Universal and everything that's going on. Drake has a fucking label deal with Warner. He doesn't need Universal. That's why he pivoted and they can come up. Like, I'm sure in Drake's contract is nowhere in there that says that he can't create a group. The same way I put Ty Dolla $ign with Jeremiah and called it My Ty. Him and Party Next Door could call their group something different. Universal can't control it. They can put it out. He can go get hot off that and then figure everything out. So it's just kind of like, man.
How do you think it plays out?
To me personally, I don't even give a fuck no more. It's, it's just so like whatever. I'm just ready for the next Drake hit. You know, I'm open.
So you think he's gonna come back with hits?
I honestly think that that's what he does. He's a hit maker. That's what he does. I think that I don't know if it will be received with social media and all this other shit, because somebody always got something bad to say. I remember when I seen you in LA for BET Awards, right? Drake has been at the forefront of music so long that he set the pace of what the standard of what shit is supposed to sound like. So it gave every co-producer that I work with and every beat programmer, everybody that I work with, a standard to say, this is what it is, and this is the mark you gotta hit. You could be a little under it, you could be a little over it, whatever, but this is where the standard is. I think when Kendrick took the reins of that, everybody can't rap on a mustard beat. That mustard beat, not like us, is not going to be the universal sound of where this shit is going. Every time Drake dropped, he showed us where the game was going. His co-producer, his Boy Wonder, vinyls, all these, they set the tone to what the standard of shit was. And it wasn't just marginalized as a sound. Nobody says Drake sounds like Toronto. It sounds like the world. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like what hip hop is, what R&B is. So now, who's at the forefront of that?
We
You
lost.
tell me. I want to ask you a question.
Nah, I mean, to be honest with you, it's Kendrick. It feels like he took the top spot, and
But would you advise an artist that you're grooming or someone that man, go make a Not Like Us?
yeah. And let me tell you why.
Sonically.
Okay, so the one thing I think so when you think about the West Coast, as much as we visited, it didn't really have a huge imprint on the totality of hip hop, right? I mean, what I mean by that is like, it's like, cause you know, the West Coast is put like this. They mean more than the artists they have, right? Cause it's like everybody want to be on the West Coast. But when you really look at it, it's like Ice Cube and Dre and them been around since the 80s.
Yeah.
Right? So then you go Snoop 90s, right? Then you add The Game, right? Then you add YG, you add Kendrick, but it's more like the Avengers than it is an entire universe of them. Like in Atlanta, you got Baby, 21, 2 Chainz, Future. You can name 50 rappers in Atlanta. You can't name 50 rappers from LA
that's probably
no, hear me out. No, let me finish.
Right.
50 rappers from LA who are national, right? That's why I like what Kendrick did with the GNX album, because he put a spotlight. Because in Atlanta and New York, if you underground, you still got the East Coast and you still got the South, but the West is so far away that if you underground, it's not enough underground to reach Atlanta, to reach New York. It might reach Texas like Master P and them did, but it ain't gonna reach that. That's why I'm like, so when I was thinking about them, Not Like Us, I'm like, damn, like Kendrick created a new sound for the West Coast, and now there's a chance for artists to take that sound, because now it could be their signature. Like the boom bap was the East Coast signature, and the 808s was the South signature. So I feel like Night Like Us can become the sound. The way he got, I like the music. He got the 80s sound. It's like he gave the West to me direction that I didn't think it had.
Is there enough artists that people fuck with all around the world and in the US that can take that sound and run with it? I don't think that when Mustard does no match beat Tim Babbitt, that ain't Not Like Us.
Nah.
He went and did that. It's still a Mustard production. You know what I'm saying? He don't send the same beat pack to A Boogie that he sent to Kendrick Lamar.
I see what you're saying.
He don't send the same beat pack to Quavo that he sent to Kendrick. So at the same token, it's like, unless the West Coast, it's gonna be a moment, and I'm open to it as well, because I'm a chameleon. I adapt, nigga. You look
Please,
up.
that's where I was going.
The West Coast shit this year. Unless the West Coast is going to go to the forefront and just go, and it's gonna be like how Dre, Snoop, like they had the reins. But I just don't think that you can overcome Atlanta.
But see, what I was thinking is this: how I looked at it was Kendrick gave the West a sound. So think about it. You got places like Arizona. It's niggas in Arizona. Yeah. They ain't got no sound. So it becomes like almost like how Alabama and New Orleans and Atlanta, they kind of became the South, Texas, UGK. And I feel like Kendrick gave the West a sound. Because anytime somebody from the West come big, they're big. Like YG, they're big, but it's just few and far in between. And I didn't recognize that until Not Like Us came out and the GNX album came. And I was like, damn, like, this is what the West just sound like. Like, it was almost like, that's the West, my nigga. That's the new West. If you from the West Coast, take that shit right now and run with it. Because it's an easy cadence. It's not like it's not like Kendrick is giving us his most thought. He's giving us his small bag. He ain't going in depth in what he's doing.
Sure.
He's entertaining us right now. So I just thought it was a great opportunity for the West to adapt.
It's great, and it's still a great opportunity, but it's on them to...
Boom. That's what I was saying. Like a nigga from Vegas that's rapping, take that sound. If you from fucking North California, take that sound. If you from Seattle, like, you got to do what the South did. We was country, you know, like it's country. Like y'all the Midwest, and you know they bunch Detroit, Chicago, you know, St. Louis, the Midwest, Atlanta, Florida, Georgia. Like it's like, but the West was just like L.A.
True.
And to me, it's like a great opportunity for the West to be the West.
Oh no, this wide open for the West.
Yes, that's
right
what I was saying. Like, and I think, if I was an A&R, I'm like, I got a young nigga. I'm like, because we know Kendrick is not going to do the GNX sound the next album. He always goes somewhere else. So we just see it working. It's open, right? Like he's going to leave that there.
Not Like Us is the biggest song of last year, hands down.
Yeah.
It will win the Grammy for Song of the Year.
Yeah.
But at the same token, it's regional a little bit.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna stop no Future.
But
Mega Future just put a post out the other day and said, I told her I threw away my whole phone, and it was a pink phone on the floor in the Paris Fashion Week. That was better than a song to me. Like, that hit me like a song. Like, damn, that's something I say too, man. Like, tell security go pick up that whole phone when we get out of the business. The West Coast has a culture, and they're really excited about what their culture is, but the swag and the bravado and just not give a fuck come from other places.
But if they were smart, as if I was an A&R, I would, as if you're in a building, like you said, like what you said, Drake set the stage, right? And everybody could follow. To me, when I heard the GNX album, I was like, if you from the West Coast and you trying to come up, think about it. You have a chance to give a DJ a record to play right after Not Like Us. Right now you can because you remember in the South, you would go to the club and you can go to the club in the South 10 years ago and you'll hear Jeezy for an hour. Yeah. You can hear Future for an hour. T.I. You can hear T.I. for an hour. I mean, like, for real. I'm talking about like in Columbia, South Carolina, Greenville, you gonna go to them clubs. They're gonna play Future.
You gonna hear Boosie for an hour.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's no West Coast artists that we hear in the club right now because the club is our culture. But imagine if I was an artist, I'm taking that sound, I'm going right behind that. That's what a nigga, the hustler, would do.
Yeah, for sure.
Shit, because Kendrick, we know he ain't getting another light. We know this was like a moment in his career and he's gonna go to more artsy shit. But it's open, nigga, take it.
I'm about to say, do you think they're gonna do that?
That's what I would do. I was hit me out, huh?
Do you think they're gonna do that? Like, cause Cali feels a little more laid back than the East Coast might jump on it because they hustle.
But for the first time, a Wolf, they have like a real, like, Snoop was the biggest artist in the world, but he's always so much drama. He's laid back.
Back.
Like, that's why you need that. That's why they love Ice Cube so much, because Kendrick album is aggressive. So I think it has man. If I was from the West, man, I would fucking go. Like, I swear to God, if y'all stop celebrating.